Hi guys, so I decided I will make another video today because I never made one in a while. And there's something lately that I've heard from a lot of people that, I don't know, I look at it different than everybody else. It's a really, really cliche saying. I wish things, I wish I was a kid again because things were so much easier. And you might be surprised that I don't agree with this because to a lot of people it seems to make sense to always, get all get all into fantasies about when you were a kid and how you wish you were a kid again. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, and how people don't realize how easy we have it now at our age. And I'm talking age in general. I mean, I'm 16 and I'm in high school. I mean, I'm talking about my general age. Like, people my general age are saying this. But I don't agree with this at all. Because, no, things were not easier when you were a kid. Because when you were a kid, you weren't as strong as you are now. If you had your mindset and you went back to when you were a kid, yeah, sure, everything would be top notch. You wouldn't have anything to worry about. But think about how much kids cry and how much, like, when you're a little kid, everything has meaning. Like, even toys and stuff. Like, a little kid, like, you take away its favorite toy and he or she'll cry for hours. And now, if somebody took a toy away from you, you'd just be like, hey, whatever. Like, you'd probably move on, obviously. It's 'cause we got stronger, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't easier when we were kids because we weren't strong. Like, we weren't, all of our problems when we were kids seemed to be so serious and seemed to be so big, like, and I mean, they seem to be so huge when we look back now and we think, wow, our problems weren't actually huge. And I wish I was a kid again because I had such an easy life. Well, I guess that does make sense. I mean, you did have an easy life. Most kids do. And I'm talking in general terms of the way kids grow up. But like, that's a good way to think about it. I mean, but don't think that you had it easy as a kid because you didn't. Like, when you were in that mindset of a kid, like I said, you weren't as strong as you are now. And you have to think about it. You have to really take adults' word when they talk about that too. They say, I wish I was a teenager again because I had everything so easy. And I mean, if you had your time back, or if there was such little kids that could understand it when you talk about it, you would tell them that you have everything so easy. You should enjoy your life. I mean, the problems you have aren't that big. Just wait until you get older because they're going to get so much harder. I mean, right now you have it so easy. But kids don't understand that. And I mean, we don't either. I mean, I think, like I said, we should really listen to adults when they say that we have everything so easy. Everything's not easy right now because we're not strong enough. We don't have that mindset. Everything is brought to us because we're strong enough to handle it. You know what I mean? Like, everything we deal with now, is to build up until we're strong enough to deal with the stuff we deal with as an adult. So when we're kids, we're gonna think everything's so huge, and then when we're teenagers, we're gonna think that we had it so easy as we were kids, and that everything's so hard now. But we're gonna think the same thing when we're adults about teenagers. We're gonna think, oh my gosh, my high school life was so awesome. I had no worries. All I had to do was schoolwork, and I mean, and I didn't have to worry about bills and rent and having a kid and a marriage and all of that stuff. People don't think about that when they deal with problems as a teenager. But that's the way the human race is. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you're wrong by being upset with the problems you're dealing with now as a teenager, but I'm saying that you should really listen to adults when they talk about you, when they talk about stuff like that with you, when they say things are so easy. And I mean, it's also to make people stronger in the future because I mean, you have to think about how easy you have it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me when people think that everything is so hard now and that it's going to be easier when we're adults because we're going to be moved away from our parents. It's not. We're moving away from our parents, but that doesn't mean our problems are going to be gone. we think that our happiness relies on one thing that could happen. Like you move out of your town, you don't have to worry about school. You don't have to worry about graduating or anything like that, but you do. You have to worry about work. And work isn't like school. I mean, school, it's okay if you miss a test. I mean, school, it's okay if you don't go for 5 or 6 days during the week. It's okay if you slack off a bit, and you have so much freedom that we don't realize we have, as opposed to if we had a huge job or a career. Like, think about your parents. If they skipped off work for 5 days, I mean, they would be fired right on the spot. School is always there. I mean, unless you do something extreme, you're not kicked out of school, and you always have that second chance to go back, even if you have to go back for an extra year. I mean, we have it so much easier than adults have it, and I think a lot of teenagers don't realize that. You know what I mean? And, I mean, a lot of kids don't realize it either, because they're too young to realize that. And so are we. I mean, kids don't realize how much easier it is for them than it is for people that are in high school, when they don't even have to go to school, and everything is handed to them. And I mean, it just really, really makes me mad when people always say, like, I wish I was a kid again so much. Everything was so much easier. Like, I had the best life in the world. But no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You have a good life now. You just don't realize that. And we didn't realize it as kids. I don't know, like, the point of this video isn't to, tell people off for thinking a certain thing. I mean, like I said, it's human nature for you to think that, and it's normal for you to think that, but I'm trying to broaden your minds in a sense that to make you think of it in a different perspective, to make you stronger for the future, to make you actually think about your situation now and think about how easy you have it now when you're in high school, and how hard it might be when you move out and you have to try and keep your apartment and your job and stuff. So yeah, that was my video for today. That one was a little bit more like talkative because I had a lot to say about it. But I'm gonna try my best to keep making lots of videos. And you can still, like, I know you've probably forgotten about it now, but you can still leave your questions anywhere. Just try your best to get a hold of me. And if you have any questions, you can send me them. I mean, this wasn't really a question video. It was just kind of something I really wanted to talk about. But yeah, just whatever, and I hope you liked the video.